Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Inc. Evolved Custom Scenarios. I had a video all lined up for today. We were going to do the Tide Pod Challenge. But then I discovered that the Tide Pod Challenge scenario has a little less to do with Tide Pods and a lot more to do with bashing Logan Paul. And as much as I am not a fan of the Paul brothers, I would really rather not endure the screeching of their fandom. So instead, we are going to try out something else that caught my eye, called Anti-Deism. Now, deism, if you do not know, is an older philosophy. I'd say during like the 18th and 19th centuries is when it became prominent. But it is a philosophy that says there is a God and there is a creator of the universe that instilled a perfect moral code. But, unlike, what religion teaches, God does not interact with the universe at all. That's what deism is. It was an interesting way of trying to reconcile a lack of scientific understanding of the origins of the universe while still acknowledging the need for a moral code, but rejecting organized religion. That was the idea behind deism, but this scenario, I am the anti-deist. Basically, I don't like the idea that people don't acknowledge me as God. So we are a deity that was prolonged coma, hurtling through space lifelessly until we hit a moon that belongs to the planet Earth, awoken by the collision. You became interested in the dominant species of the nearby planet. You can either influence the humans to worship and serve you, or destroy them and triumph over their graves. Created by the same person who made overpopulation, which was actually a pretty popular scenario for a while, there resume points. Not too sure exactly what that's supposed to mean, but yeah, y'all think that I don't care about what you're doing in this universe, but I beg to differ. So you will all worship me by the end of this scenario. ATP boost, Darwinist, Terracetic, Streamophile, Symptostasis, Neurax Worm, because about half of the scenarios these days appear to be the Neurax Worm. Odium? It's funny. It's actually funny that just in the last video I was talking about in the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. There's also another fantasy series by Brandon Sanderson, the Stormlight Archives, and one of the main antagonists is a godlike being called Odium. So, that's interesting. You are Odium, the god of ill will, spite, and horror. You must lead this planet into a dark future where they worship you. Alternatively, you could be unrelenting and release a torrent of deadly plagues to snuff them all out. The choice is yours. Choose your messiah, misspelled, who will proselytize people and spread the worship of Odium. Saudi Arabia, why not? Or just the Middle East in general, because that's where all the best religions seem to come from these days. All right, transmissions, nothing. Symptoms, we got a couple options here. Exterminatory, am I saying that right? Exterminatory. Yeah, exterminatory. Expansion. You decide that humans are a waste of time and release tons of deadly plagues upon them. It does no lethality and really no infectivity or severity, but it's free. Okay. Alternatives? Religious expansion. You decide to control the humans and lead them into a life dedicated to celebrating the glory of yourself. I like that idea. We're going to go for that. Zealotry. Your servants think about you all the time and will spread your glory to anyone they meet. Well, this is starting to sound a little familiar, isn't it? There we go. Worship. Your servants always think of you, no matter what the occasion, and will seek out people who do not accept you as their glorious god, and burn them, undoubtedly. Abilities. Wintry conversions. Your servants now seek out people in extreme climate zones to take advantage of their daily suffering, and let them bathe in the glory of Odium. Now, it's got the winter symbol, and it's called winter, so I'm guessing this is cold resistance, but you just say it's extreme climates. Either way, we'll pick it up. Blazing conversions. Oh, yes, burnings. There they are. Your servants now look hotter and are converting people in the hottest areas in the world and letting them drink from the well of Odium's glory. I have a well, guys. It's where I take a dump. But you can drink from it if you want. It's probably good for you. I don't know. Anyway, symptoms. We do have transmission options now. Hierarchy. You have become inspired by organized religion and force your servants to assign roles based on productivity and usefulness. It's only 3 points, but it just gives me severity, which I don't really care that much about. I'd rather have worship, to be honest. Yeah, before we bother with this whole organized religion thing, I need people to actually worship me. That seems reasonable enough. Unrelenting opposition. Your servants will now impose on people of opposite religions and sometimes kill to make a point. Because that's how you win a debate, guys. It's just like, you don't believe in my religion, die. Yeah, that's just how it works. It's sad that that's actually true in some places. All right, priests. Servants with a silver tongue are promoted to convert the low-life of society and strengthen the cult. Increase spread in poor areas and decrease future opposition. That's probably pretty good. We'll go for the silver-tongued priests. Religious plant. Servants that are considered useless are sent back to their normal lives, but now they love to talk about the glory of Odium. generally increases the spread. Yes, you were not good enough to serve me inside of my temple, but go forth and live a happy life under odium. Convert your neighbors or something. I don't know. Seems pretty good. Okay, so there's not a lot really else to do here, unless we want to start exterminating people in addition to making them worship me. And to be fair, if I am going to be the dark god of ill will and contempt, or whatever odium is supposed to be, then maybe I could get away with doing both. I will say I'm a little bit surprised that so far we haven't had any mutations. I guess this is just not a mutation-heavy scenario, which makes sense. I've often thought in Plague Inc. scenarios, if you're going to have two very different branches, then you should really just have mutation chance like turned off to 0. You really should. That way you don't risk people accidentally messing up the storyline that they're trying to follow. My personal opinion, though. Subliminal messaging. You've got friends. You've got mail. Lifelong servants in high places and can now broadcast the glory of yourself everywhere. Generally increases the spread. Sounds good to me. Then we have propaganda. You've decided that slimy schemes are not enough. You are now broadcasting minute-long commercials that speak of the glory of odium. Who's funding all of this? NPR? I have no idea. Funded by public viewers like you. Yeah, sounds perfect. What's this one? Bishops. Servants who outwork priests are rewarded with a higher role, as bishops are more respected by the humans. Increased spread in rich countries and decreased cure research. This is starting to sound a little bit like the hierarchy that's in my Discord channel. It's kind of funny, actually. Saudi Arabia is shutting down their airports. Too little, too late, guys. Too little, too late. What's this? Cardinals. You handpick your most loyal and useful servants to work on everything in the background and keep order in the occult. The occult? All right. Heavily decrease future research speed, which so far has not even begun, so I'm not too worried about it. Could go for a tiny little bit of lethality, but I'm a little concerned that might be too much. We will instead convert people in flames. Yes, blazing conversions. Environmental conversion. Your servants now seek out miserable people in all conditions. Cold, hot, and in the middle. Usually you couldn't call someone in a temperate climate miserable when speaking about the weather. The extreme climates, sure, why not? But in the middle? Nah. They're not poor, they're doing just fine. Whatever, we'll go for it anyway. Hey, what's this? Why can't I have it? I don't know. Let's go for the Cardinals. That unlocks the Pope! Or the Antichrist. Or the odiumist of odiums. I don't know. You've decided to follow Christianity to a T and have now ordained a servant the highest honor of being a direct representative for you, unlocking new abilities. Awesome. That's a cool crown, by the way, with a weird little satanic symbol, I'm just saying. Crusades! Deus Volt! You force some of your servants to band together, fly to, and proselytize an entire country. Awesome. The Nurex worm arises. Go to Greenland. That's the first place we must conquer. Thus saith the Lord, our Lord Odium. Crusades 2. More skilled teams are sent out in larger numbers to convert the masses regularly. It's a little bit of lethality. Not sure I need that or not, but I guess we can go ahead and start picking up some lethality now that I do have the Nurex Trojan Plains that can get me to the islands that I am missing. Total worship. Your servants will do anything you demand and not hesitate for a moment. Also, if all of Earth worships you, then there is no opposition. That's the Transcendence victory. Victory shall be Odium's. It's kind of a cool name, by the way, Odium. I kind of like that. It sounds like it's based off of the Latin root for odious or something like that, but anyway. What are we missing? Caribbean, Iceland, New Zealand, a few other islands and stuff. We'll go to the Caribbean since we have trouble getting there sometimes. Frankly, thus far, they're not really shutting down very many of the ports. I'm kind of surprised by that. Apparently, we decided that now that they worship me, I'm bored and I want to start killing people, and that's fine. You know, hey, more power to me. I am God. Blood rot. You curse the world with a disease the humans call blood rot, which makes people have worsening anemia and then die. Then fungnitis. Fungnitis? Fungnitis. You curse the world with a disease that causes fungal biomass to form in the eyes, ears, anus, and other exposed flesh, causing losses of senses, increasing accidents. Well, that's just horrifying now, ain't it? Okay, this unlocks things like air, water, and phlegm buildup, misspelled. Your servants become very congested and are prone to spread the disease because of this. That's kind of funny. Oh, hail Odium. I'm just so congested right now. What are we missing? I think it's just Indonesia, right? New Guinea, sorry. They're working on that cure, shockingly fast considering. Hey, Trojan Plane. Thank you. Good timing. You have obeyed the call of... There's apparently a lot of stuff happening with fungnitis, and I haven't really been paying attention to it, though I probably should have been. Oops. All right, what else do we want? Just go for some resistances across the board. Just make it a little faster in New Guinea. Not that I expect that I'm going to have a lot of trouble, but they are working on that cure kind of fast. There we go. No healthy people left in the world. They really tried, though. They really tried. Please tell me I'm going to win the scenario. Hello? Whoa. Hey. Hey now. Hey now. 99%. Where's my victor screen? Where is it? Let's go for cure reset. We're gonna reduce the cure speed. What do you mean 100%? There we go. Set it back to 60. There we go. Okay, apparently, if I hadn't done that, we would have lost by like a week until the game just caught up and realized, oh, I've already converted the world to the might of odium. Silly, silly nonsense. The whole world worships odium as their god and master. Efforts to cure the plague have ceased, and humanity is entering a dark time when fungus is coming out of your butt. The whole world worships odium as their god and master. You all thought that I just created the universe and was like, ah, screw it, I'm done. I don't care what happens here. You were wrong, and you've learned it the hard way. Now I had to kill like a couple billion of you, but the rest of you can atone for the rest of your sorry, pathetic lives. 321 days, 61% cure progress thanks to that reset, and 3 stars at 70,000 points. It's a pretty decent scenario, I think. Kind of works, sticks with the theme, it's kind of fun. Yeah, I like it. Why not? Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.